this too. Angela Oakley is the real puppet master. I promise you. And I'm going to tell you what I mean, why I say that right after my intro plays. You guys, this one is going to be a little bit messy, but I promise y'all I'm coming with receipts and I have got it figured out. Angela is getting sweet revenge, and these girls are playing right into her hands. I'm going to explain what I mean to you guys right here in the suite. Give me a few seconds for this intro to play, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
Everyone knows the best conversations happen in hair salons. And guess what, beauty? It's your appointment time. So grab your drink, grab your wine, grab your friends, and let's talk. My name is Tanya. I'm your host. And this is Sweet Tea.
Welcome or welcome back to the suite. My name is Tanya, and this is Sweet Tea, where the tea is always hot, 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 and the receipts are always on deck, okay? And you guys, I've been gone for a minute, but I've been keeping up with the Real Housewives, and I've been pondering on all kinds of little thoughts, and so many things that I told you guys in earlier videos have come to fruition. So many things, and I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I told you so on a lot of things. And y'all mark my words when I tell you guys that Angela Oakley is playing these girls and they're playing right into her hands. It's chess with Angela. It's not checkers, it's chess. And Shamea is a pawn. Drew is a pawn. Kelly, not so much. Kay, she's trying to figure out what she's going to do with Kay, how she's going to use Kay in this plot or in this plan. And Porsha, Portia's going to be saved for last. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. She's saving Porsha for last. And y'all, it all goes back to that comment that Porsha made last season, and I think I have a copy of it here. So we're going to back up for a second, and then we're going to come back to this week's episode, okay? And this week's episode was episode 12 of season 17. But it all goes back to this here. Y'all mark my words.
All I can remember is Porsha saying, she better stop before her husband. You better listen when Porsha says she want to your husband, because as history has shown us, she will your husband.
Okay. Y'all remember when that happened in Nashville? At the end of this episode, at the end of this week's episode, Angela says something to Shamea about it all started in Nashville. This is what she's talking about. But what she's talking about with Shamea is the fact that Shamea laughed when Porsha said it, and Shamea was unapologetic when Angela confronted her about it and let her know how she felt. Shamea was absolutely cocky, unapologetic, and Shamea was picking on Angela. Let's not forget about the 1999 nose, whatever thing she told her, or 2000s nose. I forget what year or what decade she put her in, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And then to make it worse, when they had the psychic or she wasn't a psychic. She didn't call herself a psychic. She called herself a prophetess. When Cynthia had the girls over at the end of course, towards the end of, or towards the middle of last season, and she had the prophetess over at Lake Bailey, and they said something about Charles wanting a Porsche or looking at a Porsche. Shamea was very messy with that shit too. Angela ain't forgot. Watch this. Uh-oh.
I'm so petty. Porsche, right? Not Porsche. Stop it. Stop it. Come on.
Even Cynthia had to tell her to stop in that moment. She thought it was so funny. Look at her one more time, y'all, because that kind of, watch it one more time. Shamea is clarifying that he wanted a Porsche and not a Porsche, right? And she says, I'm so petty, with Angela sitting right there beside her, and she still let that mess come out of her mouth. But now this season, it's, oh, Angela's coming for her marriage.
I'm so petty. Porsha, right now, Porsha. Stop it. Stop it. Come on.
Cynthia didn't laugh at all. Cynthia told her to stop. And then again, when Angela went and talked to Shamea about it, when Cynthia set them all up, first she talked with Porsha about it, and Porsha did apologize. Okay. And she said that she said it because, first of all, she was drunk on the Hennessy, but because Angela asked her about sleeping with Fallon's husband or going with Simon. Right? Asked her about the timeline of it. And that really wasn't Angela's business. And Charles told her that too. That wasn't your business. That wasn't your place. You kind of are inserting yourself into her business. So that was kind of Portia's get back. But Shamea's laughing about it was Angela's issue. And Shamea's not taking any accountability for it was an even bigger issue, because when Angela confronted Shamea about it, this was Shamea's response.
He never stepped foot in a church.
Remember, this is why she says she laughed.
He never stepped foot in a church. You know what? Now I don't really think the conversation is necessary because it's going to lend itself to something that is not good. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
She was okay with Angela not wanting to continue the conversation, and she didn't want to continue it because Shamea was laughing and saying that she laughed even when her uncle was buried because they dressed him up like he was a deacon or a preacher. He never went to church. So that was how she twisted it in that little corny sense of humor of hers, but it was the lack of accountability and the fact that she was okay with Angela being upset. It was very cocky. And it was very much so haughty when Shamea thought that she was a part of the cool girl squad. And now that the tables are reversed, we see her crying and everything else at the end of this last week's episode, or this past episode. But why I say Angela's a puppet master. Let's get into this last week's episode. I'm going to circle back to all of Amari. Amari is Angela's daughter, the one who went off and got married to her teenage love affair. Okay. And so this scene really did surprise me. So Angela sits down with Amari, and this is after speaking with her therapist. And apparently Angela's therapist has told her that it is Amari's responsibility to, and her story to tell, and her choice, if and when she's going to tell the kids, as in Angela's younger children, about her marriage to her wife. And so Angela says that she doesn't want the kids to be blindsided. And Amari is like clearly bothered by even the notion that the kids would be blindsided some kind of way. And Amari is very much so aggravated. I'm talking about foot just shaking the whole time. But Amari clearly has some feelings that she wants to express in this scene, because she goes to talking about how could I feel comfortable telling them when I wasn't even comfortable telling you, my mother, right? And then Angela's like, well, I've always been there for you. And Amari's like, you say that, but you were going through all your own stuff. And when she said that, Angela was like, this is not how I wanted this to go. This is not. And I'm thinking to myself, in this, you guys, this very moment, cross my legs, okay, so I can get comfortable. This very moment is when the light bulb went off, and I said, Angela is the puppet master. Angela is the puppet master. And Angela is used to controlling the narratives. And Angela is used to controlling the direction of a conversation, especially in this scene with Amari, and Amari was not having it. Okay. And it was not going the way that Angela wanted to go. And Angela started to cut Amari off instead of hearing what Amari actually wanted to say. And I said to myself, Angela is controlling. She don't want Amari to tell the real truth. She doesn't. And Amari starts talking and starts talking about feeling like Angela wasn't there for her at times. And Angela immediately appears uncomfortable. Immediately. Meanwhile, Angela's son is quietly listening, like he's he's on the staircase peeking and listening anyways, And I'm thinking to myself, like, is the issue... Angela also said that Amari has been knowing this girl since they were teenagers, right? And since they were 17 years old. Or she said since Amari was 17. She didn't say since they were 17. So that made me wonder, is it an age gap relationship? Right? And if these kids have been knowing this person all this time, were they not free to be a couple in front of the kids? Like, why would the kids just think that that's her best friend? And so that makes me wonder if Amari is free to be herself in front of her children, in front of her younger siblings. And so when Angela says that she's setting boundaries, that's later on. We'll get to that. Angela trying to control the conversation. It was clearly uncomfortable. It was a very real conversation. And Amari was so upset. She just kind of got up and walked away. And honestly, it was probably one of the most authentic scenes that we've seen from Angela because she could not play her daughter.
Amari's partner has been coming around since Amari was about 17 years old. They believe that's her best friend, which is not entirely true. They trust her and they rely on her to be honest with them.
Y'all saw that foot shaking? Amari was drove by the conversation because she knew that her mother was trying to control the narrative. And as soon as Amari started saying, like, I didn't always feel like you were there for me, Angela was like, oh, this is not how I wanted this to go. I can't believe this is how. Yeah, you couldn't believe it because she was going to tell the truth. And it made me wonder about the timeline between what was going on with Angela and Charles and the whole thing that happened at the Knicks game. And then she said that Charles was feeling bad and insecure, and then there was infidelity and she had to leave him and all that stuff. Was all that going on around that time? And is that what she means when she says that she wasn't there for her? And is that why Angela quickly wanted to end the conversation? Telling y'all, Angela is the puppet master. She is the puppet master. Okay, here we go. Angela and Armani's therapy session. Angela and Amari attend a therapy session together, and the therapist asked them to establish goals at the beginning. Angela says that she wants to be heard. She wants to talk about the boundaries that she and the therapist talked about as far as Amari, okay? She wants to give Amari the freedom to live her own life without feeling guilty for giving her that freedom. In other words, I want to cut you off, let you do what you do since you think you're grown, and I don't want to feel guilty about it. So don't come back over here wanting to be a child, asking me for anything, help in any way, financially or otherwise, when you're grown and you want to do what you want to do. That's what she means by that, right? But Amari's response was something that really caught my attention. She says if she's not comfortable telling Angela certain things, why would she be comfortable telling her siblings? That statement tells me that there's probably more going on there beneath the surface than what Angela is willing to talk about on camera. Amari also says that Angela's boundaries sometimes make her feel unwanted. That was interesting. How does your mother putting up boundaries make you feel unwanted unless those boundaries will prevent you from being around? And what is it that you do that make your mother not want you to be around or make you feel like she doesn't want you around? Does she not accept your partner? Does she not like the partner? Is there an age gap relationship there? What is it that would make Amari feel like her mother's boundaries makes her feel unwanted? And I know sometimes, especially in blended families or when you have a child from a previous relationship and then you remarry or get with somebody else and then y'all have kids, that child that is not of that union can sometimes feel different because they don't share the two parents in common in that household, right? And so then there's sometimes comparisons as to how the father or the new parent is treating the existing child versus the children that y'all have together. And oftentimes that child can feel like their parent had other kids and moved on without them, right? And so that could be an issue in itself. But add to that you have now married a woman who your siblings happen to think is your roommate because you guys have been have shown such a lack of affection for each other in front of them that they would not know that you guys are really a couple, right? And so how do you do that? And why would you do that unless you don't feel comfortable being affectionate in front of them at your mama house? So what's really going on? Y'all tell me. And they both said that they missed Angela's mother because she was somewhat the mediator between the two, right? And I thought that that was very interesting too, because Angela wants so badly for Amari to grow up, but yet you need your mother to mediate between you and your daughter. Are you guys not mature enough to have a conversation without a mediator being present? Are you not mature enough to hear her out and vice versa? Interesting, right? Very interesting. And then the therapist closes the session by asking them to look into each other's eyes. And at that time, Angela tells Amari she has beautiful eyes. And she says, "How do you feel?" And Angela says, like, "I'll see you in 2 weeks." And that's what y'all, therapy is great. Don't get me wrong. But that's one of the things that irks me so badly about it is that I feel like a lot of times at therapy, you open up these wounds and the therapist does their job in what they have been taught to do to get you to open up those wounds. And for them, it's like book work, but for the person in therapy, it can be very hard to let the guards down and to even begin to peel back the layers to open up, right? And then once they get you there, they tell you, looks like it's time for my next appointment to be coming in, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. And then you're left to go home and deal with everything that you just unearthed in that 45-minute session. And they on to the next one. And you like, I guess I'm supposed to do these damn breathing exercises to get through it. Maybe I should journal. Maybe I should journal and get through, all this stuff that they just opened up and go sit home for 2 weeks and pout until I get back here to talk to them again. Like, that's the only thing. Like, that's the thing about therapy. Like, that's like, Like, I bet you Amari wasn't thinking like that she was ready for that to end at that moment, And clearly Angela wasn't either, because Angela's like, I guess I'll see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a long time to sit and fester on things that were left unresolved, right? Or not even unresolved, but barely touched the surface of in a 30 to 45, even an hour-long therapy session. So the last and final scene, y'all. The last and final scene came from the basketball game. Okay, the Maggie Madness basketball game. This is the main event. Okay, now let's talk about it. Basketball game hosted by Angela and Cynthia. The ladies arrive in their custom team shirts and nicknames, and immediately the chaos begins. And Angela gives out team names for once. And I don't remember all of them, but I know she named Shamea's Team Sasquatch. Yeah. Phaedra was Team Godfather. I'm trying to think of the other ones. I don't remember, but I do know those. And that's important, the whole Sasquatch one, because as they're playing the game, first of all, Angela jumps for the ball and she falls, and it is the most fake fall I think I've ever seen in Real Housewives. The fakest fall award goes to Angela Oakley, because when she fell on that basketball court, it was like, and then she just laid down. And I'm like, Angela, like, you could have did better than that, sis. She could have did better than that. Like, that fall was like, it was so whack. It was so fake, and it was so whack, and it was so staged, and it was so just crazy. It was just weird. But anyway, she falls. And then Phaedra says that Kelly looks like a prostitute because, baby, Kelly was in there in socks and heels on the basketball court talking about she don't own tennis shoes, bouncing the ball. She was cute, though. And then Shamea is cheering and she's screaming from the sidelines, "Here we go, Sasquatch. Here we go. Here we go, Sasquatch." Yeah. Angela's team eventually wins. Oh, K.Michelle's team was called something like Blind Ops because no one knows the ops that Kay's talking about. That was cute too, and that was funny. And so Angela's team actually wins. It was Angela's versus Cynthia. So Angela's team wins. And Angela jokes that she has finally brought home a championship. Okay? And so she has the championship that Charles could never bring home. And it was super cute. And then Charles like went over to try to kiss her. And she was like, "I don't want to kiss." And he was like, "Oh." It's like, "Well, last season you was begging." She was like, "I don't want to kiss." So I know that's right. Angela said, I'm tired of it. I'm tired. Tired. Okay. And so then Cynthia like dismisses all the extra people because they had all their teammates. Like Cynthia, did Cynthia have her boyfriend LaPrince there? I'm not sure. But I know Drew had like some people from her glam squad. Phaedra had her stepson, Apollo's son. Yeah, baby. She had Apollo's son, honey. And look what it say, Phaedra's ex-husband's son. Stood up there looking just like his daddy. She had him. He was balling too. And who was that? Oh, Pinky had these two big old guys, big old dudes. And they apparently worked for Derek's cheesesteak business or something. And they were cute too. They were cute. So anyway, Cynthia dismisses the extras and they all go into another room. And so now the real game starts and it's Angela versus Shamea. Here we go. Angela asked where Gerald is. Now she know that's the sore spot for Shamea. So Shamea was like, he's at work. He's at work. And Angela immediately goes to work on Shamea. So she confronts Shamea about her comments regarding her coming for her marriage, right? And so Shamea is like, well, yeah, like you said that I was screwing the Atlanta Falcons players or the Atlanta Hawks players. And so Angela's like, well, that accusation is like furthest from the truth. Like, in fact, it's you that has these patterns of talking about my husband. You know, like you said that I set my husband up. And she pointed out that Shamea said Charles was like always outside. And then things quickly escalate. And you guys, last season, not only that, let's bring it back to last season. Britt Edie said that Shamea was the one that said that Charles was always outside with other women. Britt said that several times, that Shamea was the one that said that. You think Angela forgot? Hell no. Hell no, she didn't forget. She didn't forget. Nor did she forget how Shamea laughed when Porsha said that she would screw her husband. So things escalate quickly. Shamea fires back and claims that Angela says she only worked with the Hawks to gain access to the players. And here's where things got interesting. Angela stayed calm. Very calm, like she always does. Almost too calm. It's like she knows what she's doing. It's like she's pulling the strings. It's like she's the puppet master. Because while she's staying calm, Shamea immediately became defensive. And in my opinion, Angela was absolutely rage baiting her. It's like she's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. Everybody else is trying to jump over the next one to get to their spot, while Angela playing all of y'all to get to the queen. All of y'all to get to the queen. All of y'all are pawns in her game. Shamea says that Angela only became relevant because of her last name, because she too was screwing basketball players, as in Charles Oakley. So Angela says, yeah, I screwed him, then I married him, right?
And then you said that you knew my husband and he was outside and all these things.
Okay, but you were the one that said you're only with the Hawks so you can have easy access to the players because you all of them. Wow. Now, to me, that's
And so, yeah. Angela says that she will never, the conclusion is, Angela says that she will never mention Shamea's name in regards to Porsha again. Because in other words, now what the hell did that have to do with this conversation? Angela is playing them. Angela and Drew have been trying to get Porsha and Shamea to talk about their relationship all season long, and they have been giving them dust. What did Porsha have to do with that conversation at that moment? I'm going to tell you. So she says all of this drama goes back to Nashville. Remember what I showed y'all happened in Nashville? And Drew surprisingly co-signs what Angela is saying. And so when she does that, Shamea goes off. And Shamea's like, oh, not you co-signing when I did that last season, y'all called me a lapdog and all of this and this. And Drew was like, yeah, because you were. And then Cynthia was like, wait a minute, like I thought you guys had got together and tried to work it out. And Drew was like, yeah, we did, but she got up and walked away. So it's like no point in it, really. Like, and so then Drew says that it's ridiculous and reminds everyone that she actually tried to talk things out with Shamea. But Shamea is the one that walked away. And Shamea says she walked away because of the lapdog comments. And then Porsha asked the $1 million question. Well, who lap she sitting on? And I about died. She said, well, who lapped she on? She said, I'm sick of my lap. My lap is empty. Y'all keep putting people on it. Like, that is what makes Porsha the housewife that she is. Because Porsha is silly and Porsha is naturally funny. That's what makes her the housewife that she is. Okay. And so the group tries to move forward after that because now Porsha has broken the ice with that silly stuff. So they get to laughing or whatever. And they try to move forward. And so Pinky asked whether Kate and Shamea were okay. And then things got awkward again. Because Kate initially says yes, but then production rolls footage showing otherwise. And Pinky feels the energy is off, and Cynthia does too. Kate says she's just observing and learning, observing, watching, looking. And Angela says, and learning the ops. And that line took me out, okay? Because when she said that, Kay looked at her and pointed, learning the ops. Kay is watching how all this shit is going down. She's figuring it out. Angela knows that Kay is figuring it out. Angela is not screwing with Kay because she knows that Kay is not wrong. She might be off, but she's not wrong. Angela knows it. Drew is also a part of Angela's plot to take Shamea and Porsha down. Drew just might not know it. Drew thinks that her and Angela have this alliance, but she doesn't know that Angela is truly using her too, and using her for numbers, using her to to have her back. And not saying that Angela wouldn't do the same for Drew, but they have two different goals of the friendships. Like Drew's goal is truly just to have Angela's back and Angela to have her back. Angela's goal is to have numbers on her side and also to like she made up with Porsha because she knows she's got to do that. Number one, to stay on the show. Number two, because she knows to keep her friends close and her enemies closer. Okay. And number three, she made up with Porsha because she's got to get in there to understand how she's going to really stick it to her. Mark my words. Angela don't trust Porsha. Not one bit. And the gloves came off and Porsha said that shit she said about Charles. Angela may have moved on for the show, but she has not forgiven and she damn sure ain't forgot. I can guarantee you that. And the fact that Shamea showed no remorse, Angela is really coming for her. She's really coming for her. And rightfully so, because as long as Shamea thought that she was on team cool girl, she was coming for Angela too. So hey, it's all is fair in love and war, right? All is fair in these housewife streets. So Kay later said in her confessional that like while she really wasn't cool with Shamea, she felt like everybody was attacking Shamea at that time. And so she didn't want to gang up on Shamea, so the timing wasn't right, right? And so Phaedra eventually tries to break the tension and thanks Angela for the event, and everybody attempts a group hug, right? And so Shamea is not feeling the group hug. She's making faces the entire time. It's so obvious that she's not wanted in the friend group or the group hug at that point, or at least she's questioning if she's wanted in the friend group. And that's where things left off. But I want you guys to see this particular video.
Angela, there's a lot of other things to worry about other than Shamea. From our conversations, your mother is everything to you. Shamea is going to twerk and be Shamea. You can't do that.
Right? So I think that that was like the most sense that K.Michelle has ever made. I said maybe because she put some clothes on, she said she was going to act right. But I want y'all to watch this video too.
Everybody wants to attach themselves to that problem and attack that person. What do you know I did wrong? I did it.
So now Shamea's crying and saying how it's hurtful that they don't want her to be a part of the friend group, and she doesn't want to be a part of the friend group, and she get it, like she messed up. But does she really get it? Does she really understand? Because even there was one scene last season when Shamea was trying to say that everybody was mad at her because of Porsha, because of the things that Porsha does. And Porsha was trying to make Shamea understand, no, they're not mad at you. Angela isn't mad at you because I said what I said. She's mad at you because you laughed at what I said. And she wants you to take accountability for the things that you laugh at and the things that you think are okay as a married woman, right? Shamea act like she didn't get it. And now she mad at me because of you. No. Porsha didn't tell you to laugh. Porsha didn't tell you to go and get defensive when Angela asked you about it and say you pretty much didn't care that you laugh and that's what you do, you know? And so, and that reminded me of the conversation that Kay had last week too, when she was saying that Shamea's pretty much telling her that, people, her friends don't want her to be friends with her or whatever. And I believe that. I believe that Shamea is saying that or something of the sort. Okay. But I want y'all to watch Shamea's face in this video. Let me see if I can get it. Give me 1 second. I don't know if I can get this video from here or not, but I slowed it down, y'all, because I'm so messy sometimes. I'm so messy sometimes. Let me see if I can get it. Where is it? Y'all, so it's a video. I slowed down the video of Kay and yeah, here it is. Of Kay, the way that Shamea was looking at Kay at the end of that damn scene. Okay. So after she found out that Kay had an issue with her, when Shamea found out that Kay had an issue with her and that she had been telling the girl she had an issue with her. Oh, shoot. That's the wrong one. When she found out, y'all, I can't find the damn video. What did I do with it? Let's see. Full transparency, y'all. I'm still trying to figure out how to work this damn StreamYard and stuff. Here it is. This has got to be it. Mm-mm. It's not it. I don't know why it's okay. I got it. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Shamea, I worry for Shamea's mental health doing this show because number one, for Shamea to have the life that Shamea appears to have, which is everything material wise, right? Family wise and all that. And for Shamea, not saying that she should not want more, but for her to not be content in that life and for her to risk friendships, for her to possibly strain her marriage, for her to possibly be less present or not present enough to grow her family the way that she wants to, all to be on this show is weird to me. And then it makes you question what she be willing to do to stay on the show. And the way that Shamea is looking at Kay in this video, when I slowed this down, this is after she finds out that Kay has some kind of an issue with her. After Kay asked, was everything cool with them? Kay said yes. I'm sorry. After Pinky asked, was everything cool with Shamea and Kay? Kay said yes. But she didn't go into what the issue was with her and Shamea. And Shamea is clearly bothered. Watch the video and watch the look on Shamea's face. I'm telling you guys, it's giving single black female.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Brought up the headlines that said Simon.
Hold on, I need to mute that bad boy.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Brought up the headlines that said Simon banned Porsha from Nigeria. Does Simon have the power to ban Porsha from Nigeria?
No, he's banned to Nigeria.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. Porsha wasn't stressing since Go Naked sale.
I don't know if it's
Very much, Michelle.
what I don't want to happen is for them to flag my video because I have Watch What Happens Live playing in the background. And I don't know necessarily.
Very much, Michelle. Brought up the headlines that said Simon banned Porsha from Nigeria. Does Simon have the power to ban Porsha from Nigeria?
Y'all see Shamea's face? Look at Shamea's face.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Brought up the headlines that said Simon banned Porsha from Nigeria. Does Simon have the
Y'all see how she looking at Kay? One more time. That shit is crazy to me. That shit was crazy to me. Let me take this down so I can see it really good. Take down my little notes. Okay. Let me take this down. I want to see it good with y'all. Because I'm telling you guys, when I saw that, I said, she ain't right.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Brought up the headlines that said Simon banned Porsha from Nigeria. Does Simon have the power to ban Porsha from Nigeria?
Why is she looking at Kay like that? She looking at Kay like, I'm gonna get you, bitch. So while Shamea is gonna be thinking about how she gonna get Kay, Angela is on this number.
Been attacked and attacked and attacked. So in this moment, I'm like, I don't give a. I walked in this door grown, and I will leave out of here grown. You're not gonna disrespect me.
That was the end of the Nashville trip. That is when Angela got it in her mind that she is going to get Shamea back and she's going to get Porsha back by any means necessary. You are not going to disrespect me. When she said that shit with her chest and she meant every word of it. And that is why I say that Angela is the real puppet master. All these girls are pawns in Angela's plan to get back at Shamea and Porsha for being disrespectful to her marriage last season. Guarantee it. I've been right about a lot of things. Okay. I did a video where I talked about months ago where I talked about, or I asked the question, is Kay talking about Candy in the gang or Candy in her little friends when she talked about the Mean Girls of Atlanta? Sure enough, now she dropping Candy's name. Okay. I did a video and I'll mark my words on this one too. When Drew told Kay that she didn't belong and she should yodel up out of there or whatever. Angela didn't like that shit. Angela saw that, and again, she felt like, what about what y'all did to me last season? I said that when she did it. Sure enough, the next episode, she was like, I felt that, and I know how that felt. Guarantee it. She watching Drew too. She's watching Drew. Drew and her are cool, but she know Drew will go whichever way the wind blows. She saw how Porsha treated Drew last season, and now all of a sudden you back in there, y'all click tight and all of this stuff. Better believe Angela's watching that too. Angela and Drew will never be able to be real friends because Angela's not going to trust Drew because Drew is showing herself to be wishy-washy and do something strange for a little bit of change. Strange as in make up with Porsha, be up her butt. Now y'all friends this season. Y'all damn near, besties now. And she saw how you was moving last season. Somebody like Angela will have no respect for somebody like that, as in Drew. I guarantee it. She's too much. She's a grown woman. She's a grown woman. She didn't grow up playing these games on television. We have seen Porsha over the last 10 years or so grow up playing these games. Porsha and Shamea been playing games like this together. That was the bond. As long as Shamea thought she was in the cool group, she was okay picking on Angela. She was okay picking on Drew. But now the tables have turned. It's, y'all ruined my friendship. Y'all ruined my friendship. Well, you didn't give a shit about ruining their confidence last season. You didn't give a shit about being messy with Ralph and Porsha last season, Shamea. So now you're crying because they don't want you to be a part of the friend group. Well, you didn't want them to be a part of the friend group last year. You were cool with that. So it is what it is. Now y'all can all be puppets and y'all can all be pawns in Angela's game because that's who really running the show. If y'all agree, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. I am perfectly okay with it. We can have those kind of conversations around here in the suite. We're not going to always agree. And guess what? We're not on Housewives. So we don't have to argue about it. We ain't getting paid to do that. But I don't mind at all. I don't mind. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me here in this suite. If you guys stay to the end, let me know in the comments. I really appreciate it. If it's your first time joining us, put a 1 in the comments. If you're a returning viewer, put a 2 in the comments so I can thank you for coming back. I certainly appreciate you guys sipping with me this evening. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. My name is Tanya. I'm your host. This is Sweet Tea, and I hope you'll sip with me next time. Until then, peace out, beautiful people. Bye.